Hello guys and welcome to Python programming tutorials by Amul's Academy. So today in this tutorial we are discussing about a pattern program, that is we want to print stars in this shape, that is heart shape. Okay, so there are different ways to write a program. So today here we will discuss one way to write the program to print stars in the heart shape. If you have any other ideas or way to write this program, then don't forget to comment below. Alright, so let's get started with the today's program. So we want to print stars in the heart shape. The first thing we need to do is we need to write down the output with rows and column. We can see these are the rows here: 0 through 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and these are the columns: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So in my output there are 6 rows and 7 columns. So in our program, first we will take 2 for loops because we want to print stars in different row and column. So for that we need 2 for loop. So we'll use nested for loop here, for loop within the for loop. Like previous pattern programs, first we'll write the for loop for row. Inside that we'll write the for loop for column. Okay, so in the Python file, first I need to write the for loop for row. So here first I'll write for loop for row. Here I'll take my variable name as row. If you want, you can change the variable name in, and I'll use range function here. And inside the range I need to mention how many rows I want in my output. We want 6 rows, right? We saw in the output we want 6 rows. Here it will start from 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so total 6 rows. So here I'll mention my range as 0 to 6. Okay, so that means it will give output as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I want in my output, right? Next, inside this I'll take another for loop, that is for column. Alright, here call is my variable name, and here also I'm using range function, and here inside the range function I need to mention how many columns I want in my output. I want 7 columns, right? Here we can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means total 7 columns. So here I took range as 7. So it will give output as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Inside this for loop body, I'll take if else conditional statement. That's because here I want to print stars in the heart shape. So for that we need condition. That's why we use if else conditional statement. And here I'll mention if keyword. After that I need to mention in which row and column I want to print star. Okay, so here I need to mention that. For that we need to see the output. So first what I'll do is I'll divide my output into different parts so that it will be easy to write the condition. Okay, so this is my first part, okay, that is row 0. Next this row 1, okay, this is my second part. So here this is my third part, and this is my fourth part. Okay, so I'll divide my output in 4 parts. Okay, so here first we'll see this stars. Okay, we want to print star at row 0 and column 1, column 2, column 4, column 5. Row and column at row 0 I want star at column 1, column 2, column 4 and column 5, right? I want star in these columns. So I don't want star at 0, 3 and 6. Here observe this, if I divide this column value by 3, we'll get the remainder as 0. That's nothing but if I divide 0 modulus 3. Okay, so if I check the remainder of this, it will 0. 3 modulus 3, so it is 0. 6 modulus 3, it is 0, right? And here we can see this 0, 3 and 6 are the column values, right? So here first I'll write my condition as when row is equal to 0 and column modulus 3 is not equal to 0, I want to print star. So okay, so this is my first condition, that is when row is equal to 0 and column modulus 3 is not equal to 0. That is nothing but, okay, so it will check for the first condition, that is this row 0 column 0. Okay, so row is equal to 0, so it will go to the AND condition and it will check this condition whether column modulus equal to 0 or not. Here column value is 0, so it will check it is equal to 0, right? So this condition will become false, so it won't print star here. In the next position, here we can see row 0 column 1, right? So here it will check whether row is equal to 0, yes, and it will come to the next condition. So here column value is 1, so 1 modulus 3, whether it is equal to 0, no, it is not, right? So it is equal to 1, so it will print this star at the output. Okay, here we can see at row 0 we don't want star at column 0, column 3 and column 6. That's why here we mentioned the condition like this. Okay, so this is my first condition. Here I'll check when row is equal to 0 and column modulus 3 is not equal to 0. Columns I want star. Okay, this is my first condition, and here we use logical AND because to print star both these conditions need to be true here. Okay, so the first condition is when row is equal to 0, I want star at column 1, 2 and 4, 5. I don't want star at column 0, column 3 and column 6. That's why here we wrote the condition like this. Okay, so we are done with the first part. So next we'll move on to the next condition, that is row 1. At row 1 we want star at column 0, column 3, column 6. It is the exact opposite of row 0, right? At row 0 we don't want star at column 0, column 3, column 6. But in row 1 we want star at only column 0, column 3 and column 6. That's why I'll write the condition like this. Or when row is equal to 1, column modulus 3 is equal to 0. Because here we want star at 0, 3 and 6, right? That's why here equal to 0. When it is true, I want to print star. At row 0, I don't want star at 0, 3, 6. That's why here I mention not equal to. Okay, and here OR is the logical OR operator, and in the case of logical OR operator, if any one of this condition is true, it will print star. Okay, that's why here we took OR operator here. So next we'll move on to the next condition. So next we want to print star here. So to print star here, we'll subtract row and column values. Here we can write this as row and column. Okay, so here we can see this star is at row 2 and column 0. This is at row 3 and column 1. This is at row 4 and column 2. And this is at row 5 and column 3. Right? So now what I'll do is to print these 4 stars, I'll subtract column value from row. If I do row minus column, here 2 minus 0, so we'll get 2. 3 minus 1, 2. 4 minus 2, 2. 5 minus 3, 2. Okay. So in the case of these 4 stars, if we subtract column value from row, then we'll get the result as 2. So I'll write my condition like this. When row minus column is equal to 2, I want to print star. Okay. So my next condition will be, I'll check row minus column is equal to 2. Okay. This is my third condition. So to print these 4 stars. Next. Okay. So next we want to print these 3 stars, right? So first we'll write the position of these stars, that is row and column value. So this star is at row 2 and column 6. So I'll write row 2 column 6. Next, this star is at row 3 column 5. This star is at row 4 and column 4. Okay, so next, to print these stars, what I'll do is I'll add this row and column value. So if I add this, we can see 8, 3 plus 5, 8, 4 plus 5, 8. So if I add row plus column value, it will give same output, that is 8. So to print these 3 stars, I'll write my condition like this. When row plus column is equal to 8, I want to print star. So it will print these 3 stars. So my next condition will be or row plus column is equal to 8 colon. Here inside this body, if any one of this condition is true, I want to print star. So star end is equal to empty string. Here end is equal to empty string is nothing but after printing one star, I want control to be in the same line. That's why here I took end is equal to empty string. By default in print function, end value will be /n. That is, after printing star, it will go to the next line. But here we don't want that. That's why here we took end is equal to empty string. And here, this is my first condition. This is my second condition. This is my third condition. And next is the fourth condition. Here we use logical OR between these conditions. So if any one of these condition is true, it will print star. Okay. So next we'll go to the else part. If that condition is not true, okay, then I want to print space in that place. Okay, so space end is equal to empty string. If that condition is not true, I want to print space. And here also I want to keep the control in the same line. That's why here I use end is equal to empty string. Okay. Here we can see in these places we want space. That's why we wrote the else part. Okay. And here we can see after printing one star, I want next star immediately after that, right? So that's why we use end is equal to empty string. Here you can write like this, space comma end equal to empty string, or you can write end, both are same. Okay. Next here inside the first for loop, I'll use print function. So this is inside the first for loop. This print function is for new line. That is, after printing stars in one row, we want to go to the next line. Here we can see after printing row 0, we want next row in the new line, right? That's why here we use this print function. So we are done with our code. So we need to save this and run this. And here we can see stars in the heart shape. Okay, so here we wrote our program in the Python 3.5. But if you are using Python 2 and you want to run this code, then you need to do few changes in the code. That is, so if you are using Python 2, then you need to write the code like this. Till here it is same. Okay, condition all are same. Here you just need to concentrate on print. Okay, here print is not a function, so you need to write like this. And we can't use end here. Instead of that, we can use comma at the end of this statement, right? So if I save this and run this, here we can see stars in heart shape. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll meet you in next class. Till then, take care.